Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we are working on a stitch that you can grow into lots of projects like blankets and pillows and bags, and make them as small as you want too. So these can be, you can make a little square and turn it and have two of them and make little potpourri packages, or you can turn these into coasters. So this is a great size for a coaster. So I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're working with variegated yarn, it's not really going to show the pattern. So I would recommend using a solid yarn, or I'm actually working on a blanket right now and I'm using both. So it will give you a nice sort of pattern if you alternate between a solid color and then variegated around, and it'll give you a beautiful little pattern to that, just to add to the existing pattern. So this is just basically kind of like shells, so let's just get to it. You can use any yarn you want. I am just going to use some yarn that's easy for you to see with, or to see how to do this. And it's a 2-row repeat. Once you get the sort of foundation part, the center done, and it just grows out and out and out and out as large as you want to make it. So grab your preferred yarn of choice. If you're making a blanket, you can use something nice and soft, and that will give lots of movement and mobility. This has some silk in it here, just to make it nice and soft against the skin. So this is just DK yarn that I'm using, and I'm going to use a 4.5mm hook, and that's just kind of appropriate for the yarn that I'm using. So to begin, let's just jump right into it. And you can either do a magic ring and just like that, and then lock it into place. Or if it's easier for you, let's just start with slip knot, just like that. And you're going to chain 4, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to go back into the first chain that you did and do a slip stitch, and that creates a tiny little circle. But if you're comfortable with a magic ring, then do that. And then you're just going to go into the center of that circle, and you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're doing a magic ring, you're going to chain 4. You're just doing the same thing. And then go back into that circle and do a double crochet. So that's yarn over, and then stick your hook in the hole, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So what that's creating is a double crochet and a chain. And you're going to do that all the way around. And you're going to end up with 8 of these. So the chain 4 that you started with, that counts as 1. So you'll do 7 more of these double crochets and a chain. So I'm just going to do another 7 of these. So that's the first one. And then chain 1, and then do a 3rd one. So just do that until you have a total of 8, and then I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so once you have 8 of these double crochets, make sure you do your last chain 1, and then you're going to do a slip stitch in the top of, well, in the 3rd chain from where you started, so leave the 4th one. So that's 1, 2, 3. So just slip stitch into that, and that is round number 1 done. Okay, so for round number 2, we're going to chain 3, and your chain 3s always count as a double crochet. So in every round from now on, just remember that that counts. So into the next, so into the chain space, you're going to do 7 more, no, actually, sorry, 6 more double crochets. So that means you yarn over, and then stick your hook through, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you'll do that for a total of 6 times. Okay, so including this chain 3 that you did, that's 7 in total. So then you're going to jump into the next chain space and you're going to do a single crochet. That's simple. Then you're going to jump into the next space and you're going to do 7 double crochets this time. And that is the pattern for this round. So it's 7 double crochets into 1 chain space. And then when you're done those 7, you jump to the next chain space and you do a single crochet. So just do that all the way around and you'll have 4 of these. It'll look like a 4-leaf clover when you're done. So I will meet you when you are done all 4 of these. Okay, so that is round number 2 done. Make sure that you do your last single crochet into that final chain space, and then into the 3rd chain you are going to do a slip stitch just to complete that round. So for round 3 we're just flying through this. So this is kind of the pattern that you're going to use. So this is round 3, basically from the 1-2 repeat. So you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to count as a double crochet and a chain. And then you're going to, into that same space, or you can go just before it if you want, do a double crochet again. So it's basically, you've created a V. That's a V stitch. So a double crochet, chain, and a double crochet. So after you have your first V stitch, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then into that same space you're going to do another V stitch. So that is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So we're kind of cramming a whole lot into that space, but this is basically creating a corner and it's going to help grow the project. So once we've done that, we are going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to jump all the way over to where your single crochet is where it kind of dips in the middle. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do a V-stitch, so that's a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into that same space, and then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that same space you do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so we have 2 corners now. Now we're going to just continue with that same thing. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, jump all the way over to this next dip and do a V-stitch. So that's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that same space, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then another V-stitch. So that's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that same space. So we have 3, and now we're going to do the last one. So if you remember, it's chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, then jump over to this dip here and do a V-stitch. So that's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, then chain 3, and then into that same space you do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And so all we have to do now is close this off. So that means we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll jump over to this first chain 3 that we did, or sorry, chain 4, and into the third one from the bottom. So the third chain, you will do a slip stitch, just like that. So that is round 3 done. Okay, so for round 4, so if you just want to see here, we've done this, and we're going to start on this here and then just continue to grow it. Round 4 is a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is the shell row. So we did our chain row, and then we're going to do a shell row. So this counts as your first double crochet, and into this chain space of this V here, you're going to do 6 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and so for the rest of this row, it's 7 crochets in each to make the shells. So into this chain 3 space here, you're going to do a single crochet. So that creates the dip again. Then you jump to the next V-stitch, it's right beside it, and you're going to do, you guessed it, 7 double crochets. Okay, after you have your 7, so the one change we're going to do before we leap over to the next corner is we're going to find the 4th double crochet from the previous row, and it'll kind of stand out as the center one. And all you're doing into that is a single crochet. So you don't even have to worry about this chain above it, because that's going to be kind of attached along with it, and that will hold that in place. So it'll look like that. And then you jump over to the V-stitch of the corner and you do 7 double crochets. And then into the chain 3 space that you created here, you do a single crochet, then jump over to the V-stitch here beside it, and you do another 7 double crochets. Okay, and then so we're into this chain space here. You're going to find the 4th double crochet from below and do a single crochet into the top of that. Then you're going to do jump into the V-stitch corner and do your 7 double crochets, single crochet into the chain 3, and then 7 double crochets. So just continue along with that, and I will leave you to it, and then I'll meet you back when you're done round 3. Okay, so we are done round 3. I'm just going to do the single crochet in the middle of the 4th double crochet from the row below, and then I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that we did, and that is it. So from here on in, it's the same repeat. You can see here that you can actually, with some variegated colors, you'll be able to see the pattern. It depends on if it's just kind of speckled or a very light colorway, it will work, and it'll work a lot different than something that's very bright and bold. So just thought I'd clear that up in case you're worried that you can't use variegated yarn, because you can. Okay, so for row 4, or for round 4, I'm going to chain 4. So it will alternate between chain 4 and chain 3 depending on your rounds. So for this round, it is a chain 4, and into that same space, you do a double crochet, just like that. And then you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump over to the place that kind of dips in where you did your single crochet into this space here, and you're going to do a corner. So this will be a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same space. So that's your V-stitch, and then chain 3. So this is the pattern for your corners. V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, just like that. Next, we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next dip or a single crochet, we're going to do a V-stitch. Then we're going to chain 5, and then jump over to the next dip or a single crochet, and you're going to do a corner, which is a V-stitch, chain 3, and then another V-stitch into that same space. And then you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, jump over to the next dip, which is a single crochet, and you're going to do a V-stitch. And then a chain 5, and then jump over to the next dip, which is a corner, so that is a V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, and then you're going to chain 5 again, and into the next spot is a V-stitch. So that's a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. Then you're going to chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump over to the dip here, and that is a corner. So do your V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, and then finally you're just going to chain 5 to connect to the V that you did in the middle. So you've done your chain 5, and then just slip stitch into the third chain from the bottom. That is row 4 done. So for row 5, it's back to the shells again. So we're in the shell row. That's going to be a chain 3, and that counts as a double crochet. And then into your V-stitch you do 6 double crochets. Almost tripped up there. So that's 6. Okay, and then if you remember, so we have our chain here that we're going to hide. So you drop down to the shells below and find the middle one, which is the 4th one, do a single crochet into that, and then you jump over to your V-stitch, and you're going to do 7 double crochets into that. And because this is a corner, we're going to dip down and do a single crochet into that chain 3 space, and then into the next V you're going to do 7 double crochets. So I will leave you to that. Remember that every chain space, every chain 5, that you have to do a single crochet into the shell below, into the 4th double crochet. So just carry on like that, and I will meet you at the end of round 5. So this is round number 5 complete. Now this is generally a good size for a coaster, so if you wanted to make little coasters, and look, the variegated yarn actually works quite well if it's not too dark of a color. You can basically just cut your yarn here, and well, first you slip stitch, of course, into the top of your chain 3, and then you can fasten off, and that's a coaster. But if you want to make blankets or throws or pillows, then you basically just keep growing this. So the next row would be a row 6, and you will be chaining 4. So basically in this row around, you're going to do a V-stitch to begin, and then chain 5, then another V-stitch where it dips, and you do your where you have your single crochet. That is a V, and just keep in mind that these are the single V ones, single V stitches here, and then you're going to do your corner. So you'll see your corners, and that's where you continue to do them. The corners are always the same, so you chain 5, and into the corner there you will do a V stitch, chain 3, V stitch. Okay, that's your corner done. And then into the next 2 dips here, you do a single V stitch, and then your corner again. So I will leave you to that. I think you probably have enough to go on. That's basically, it's just those same 2 rows over and over and over until you grow your project into a big massive project, or you just make little cute things for your home or for gifts. So that's it. I'm going to leave you to it. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your day, afternoon, evening, wherever, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.